us because he knows how hard it is to do that. I would encourage you to find to find addresses like this and kind of stick them in your memory banks, like Psalm 56, verse 3, or this Isaiah 41, verse 10. Here's why. Because a lot of times it's like we're in that first activity where we're surrounded by all this fear and panic and anxiety and all those things that make us nervous and scared. It's really hard for us to find trust to remember that God said some stuff about it. So if you can remember the address, you go, oh yeah, here's what God told me. And it's God who's talking. So maybe he means it. These are scary times. Nervous, uncertain. But when I am afraid, notice it says when. I mean, we're going to be there. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. And when I get scared, then I'm going to get, I need to pull back and say, we've talked about these things. Big picture. Who is God? Has he seen people through really tough stuff before? And who's God? Has he gone through death and lived to tell about it? Has he has he protected the church against the hordes of hell? The hordes of water coming out? Yeah. And that's who's here. So remember big picture. Remember that we're not the only ones going through things. Don't try to tell everybody that you know why it's happening, because you don't. So just be silent on that one. And then go about living like this guy Luther did, who was in the middle of a plague in the 1500s. That was way worse than this one. Now, I'm not minimizing this one. It's not good. Okay? But he said, do this. Continue to trust God. But don't test God. That's how you go on living. Don't put yourself in a little bubble. Trust God, but don't tempt God. In other words, still be with people and be a good neighbor and help out where you can and read. But take precautions, right? You use the things that God's given you to take care of your body and other people's body. And if you do need to wade into, like we're doing with school, to wade into a spot where there's a need, then take extra precautions. But remember, as you're doing that you're not alone. God wants you to remember that. You are not alone. That he is with you, and he's going to be with you in whatever comes. And because you know that, that's what we did here. We said, let's gather together as church, people that are sitting here and people online, and let's pray about it. Let's throw it in the hands of God. And ultimately doing those 5 things is going to lead us to this step of, when I'm afraid, what will I do? Trust. I will remember that I can. Why will I trust? Because of what I've come to know about God. See, we've actually experienced this stuff. Now, some of you guys haven't lived real long, but you've already experienced that God's trustworthy. Old people like me with gray hair, I've lived longer and experienced even more about how much that God is proven trustworthy and reliable. And so because of what I come to know about God, when I'm afraid, I can still trust. Because I know, God, that you're trustworthy. Because, God, I know that I'm not alone, that you're with me. Because, God, I know that you love me. And because I know that there will come a day when everything's put right again, because that's what you want. Now, it's not this day. But that day's coming. Jesus died and he rose to make it so. Thanks for being here today as we waded through some weird times for us. Understanding that God speaks to us in those times and helps us through those times. The band is going to